Hello and welcome to our weekly update and feeding of our African nightcrawler bin. I removed the paper covering the bin and now we can see what's going on in here. I wanted to show you the original level of the bedding when we just started this bin, which was April 5th, before we did our first harvest, was all the way up here. And once we started harvesting, of course, now we have the material go all the way down here. So we harvested quite a bit. These guys went through quite a lot of material very quickly. And normally I would put just shredded cardboard and paper when I would refill the bin, but I decided to use up some of the coconut coir that I had, and you saw me do that here if you watched my previous videos. I wanted to mention quickly the coconut coir that I use is double washed to remove salt, and I was just fortunate enough that I purchased from the very beginning. I was purchasing coconut coir that was already pre-rinsed, because the coconut coir does contain salt and worms will not like that, as some people find out. So if you are going to use coconut coir, play it safe and use the kind that is rinsed. They will say it on the on the description. When they describe the product, they will tell you that it's rinsed or double rinsed, whatever that product is. So definitely do that. So this is where we fed them here the last time. And let's see what they have done with that. Okay. So here is a nice, of course, banana. Here is a nice worm ball. Now I'm beginning to think, based on the conditions that I receive my worms in and how they get to be after about 6 months or so, I'm thinking that breeding worms for compost and breeding them to sell, two different things. And the people who, here's another banana, the people who sell the worms to the public have them eating a diet, I think like a chow, where they get them nice and fat. So they do some shrinking, because I don't think that there's anything wrong with the way I'm feeding my worms. There's certainly a lot of them, and a lot of cocoons and all that. I just think that they get artificially fattened up by the worm chow kind of food. And I'm going to do a little experiment with my European night crawlers that have gotten to be kind of thin, and I'm going to see if I can fatten them up by using that kind of food. then I will know for sure that it's just the food and it's really not anything to do with the health and well-being of the worms. So here they're going to get a nice large feeding. These guys certainly can't put away a lot of food, so they're going to get a lot of food. A nice helping of eggshell. Do not breathe in. Oh. Okay, so that's like probably 2.5 pounds of food, plus the bedding. They like the bedding. I'm gonna cover this up. I always cover it up with the castings. The microbes, bacteria, and all that really help keep the, break down the food faster, but the castings help keep all the odors masked quite well. Okay, so we did their feeding and we saw that they're doing great. They look good. There are a lot of them in there. And so, yeah, let's see what my Euros are going to do on that worm chow thing, and then I'll know that it's just the food fattening them up and not the conditions or lack thereof. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week.